What's up, YouTube? Happy Tuesday night. 2 down, 3 to go, right? So, today, well, first of all, let's just recap this awesome step side from M2. And I'll just in response to one of the comments I got, I know a lot of people like M2. To me, I don't know if I would say they're junk, but they're not that impressive to me. To each their own, you know. I'm into Greenlight, I think is my American brand. I think Auto World makes the nicest cars. I collect Greenlight the most because they have the most to collect. But, you know, there's a lot of people that like M2 better. And that's good. They don't have to compete with me collecting them. So, to each their own. From a quality standpoint, though, it can't even be argued. Green lights and auto worlds don't fall apart like M2s do. So I don't know how you could even make that argument. And they use extra pieces too. It's not like M2's the only one that uses a separate piece for a bumper. You know, pretty much all of them do. So, but with that said, there are some castings from M2 that I really like, and this is one of them. So, but, you know, as I said in my response, I've spent, I don't even know how many thousands of dollars on Diecast the last 6 months, and less than $100 of it has been spent on M2. So that's how they're doing in the battle for my dollar. They're losing it badly. Companies like Greenlight and Tomica and Kyosho are winning that battle because they're putting out the best stuff by far. So, anyways, if you like M2, you know, no hard feelings. Collect what you like. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. There's no reason to get all upset and take it personal or whatever. I know there's plenty of people out there that don't like the stuff, a lot of the stuff that I collect, and that's fine. I'm okay with that because it makes it easier for me to get that stuff. So, moving on now. I got today a package that came from Japan. I've been waiting on it since, I can actually tell you here. It was purchased on, oh, I deleted it. That's alright. I purchased another one 2 days later, so it's 2 days before this. No, that's not right. It was like May 8th. May 8th, I think, or it might have been May 6th. Anyways, it's been like 3 weeks. So maybe it was even earlier than that. But anyways, it showed up. It sat in LA for six days. Usually it hits... So it leaves Japan, it hits LA, it takes a day or two for it to go through customs, and then it'll get en route to you. So, but this one sat, it left customs, it got out of customs, which usually that's a good sign. Usually that means it's going to be heading your way. But after it got out of customs, it sat for 6 days. So, but then finally they realized, oh shit, we have a box sitting here, we need to send it on its way. So they sent it to, here to Phoenix, and then to Tempe, and then they went to deliver it yesterday. No one was here to accept it, and these packages, you don't have to sign for them, but you do have to physically take possession of it. So I had to go on my lunch today to the post office to pick it up. So anyways, enough of looking at that beautiful truck. So here's what I got, and these are all three Tomica Limited Vintage. This one here is it's an Isuzu, or as Donald Trump says, I sue you. I think that was, what show was that from? Jimmy Fallon or something like that. Anyways, it's a pretty cool little car. It's an Isuzu Gemini ZZR. And I think it's pretty pimpin'. Personally, I think it's got a really good look to it. Real clean lines, nice wheels, real sporty look. It's got that mid to late 1980s vibe to it. So I think that's a pretty cool car. I don't know. I don't think this was a car that was available in the U.S., but I don't know. I'm not always 100% on that. Like that Nissan Prairie, I said was not available, and it actually was. It was a Nissan Stanza wagon, and I knew that. So I don't know. I don't know why. I think it was the Nissan. What's the truck that I have? I always get them mixed up. But anyways, this is a cool looking little Isuzu. These all have prototypical wheels with sprung suspension. They're so well made. They're so detailed. It's just ridiculous. And I don't know. So this was available in, I think, black. There was a yellow one. I think there was a red one. I really kind of wish it had white wheels, but I got the white one because I don't know why. Anyways, this next car was really cheap, so I bought it so I could get them shipped together because Japan Booster, they do combined shipping. And this whole time I've been looking forward to getting this Isuzu. I'm like, man, that thing's a sweet looking little car. Can't wait to get it. But then after getting the two cars, this other one I like a lot better. It looks, I think, quite a bit better in person. And this one is, I don't know what year these are because the box doesn't say. But this is a Nissan Laurel. And it is just so cool looking. It's a little, it's like a silver color with a hint of a champagne color. Just look at those wheels, those hubcaps. And the interior, it's got a little two-tone interior. I mean, the detail is just phenomenal. It's like, they're like, I don't even know how I would put this, but they're almost like little pieces of fine jewelry. I don't know. It's just, to me, these are so much more than diecast, and they're so much more than just little model cars. But in my opinion, these are levels ahead of any of the other brands. And really, the only other brand that I'll talk about in the same breath as TLV is Auto World, because I think it's the only other brand worthy of being talked about with Tomica Limited Vintage. I don't think Greenlight or M2 or Johnny Lightning, none of them are even close. But yeah, just look at that thing. That thing is sweet. That is a really, really cool casting. It looks a lot like a Datsun 510. It really does look a lot like the 510. It's a bigger car though. I wouldn't say it's a wider car, but definitely a longer car. So anyways, one thing I noticed too, this one, the front windows are down, and I think this might be the only TLV that I have that's like that. Which I actually kind of like, because it gives you a much better view of the interior of the car. So I kind of wish more of their castings had that. But not many, hardly any of them, at least of the ones I have. I think this is the only one where the windows are down. But a very cool car there. And then this last one came as a random act of kindness, known in the hobby as a roke or an REOK. It came yesterday. It was brand spanking new in the plastic, in the box. It is an awesome car. I have the casting, but I don't have this livery. This livery is almost twice the price of the average Mazda Luce Legato from Tomica Limited Vintage. This is the, I did a little bit of looking into, this is the Hiroshima Fire Department, or Fire Brigade. So, it's an actual licensed livery from the Hiroshima Fire Department, which is really cool. You know, in Japan, that's a huge thing, and I think because of that, that's why this car carries the premium that it does. If only I could get it to focus. Again, though, I mean, just look at the interior, the headrests, the wheels look amazing. The detail on these cars it's just the best. I don't really even think it's debatable. See, I really don't think it's debatable. I think these are the best. What I do think you could debate is bang for your buck. Yes, these are the nicest, but they're also 4 times the price, as I've said many times. So for what you pay for these, you should get the detail that you get. So yes, all of that is true, but it doesn't take away from them being absolutely amazing diecast cars. And I'm trying to build up as much of a Tomica Limited Vintage collection as I can. But so collecting for Ben, I thank you again for the Roke. I love all the cars, but I especially love this TLV. I really like that Jeep a lot too. And you know, 1 to 43rd scale is not even my thing. I have less than 5 of them in my collection, but that's definitely a keeper. So, and then Lamar, I've got your trade box. I've got it loaded. It's not packed. I'm not going to be able to send it out until probably 1 week from today, as I explained to you. But no rush on sending mine out. But I put a handful of extra cars in there. I really think you'll get a kick out of it. I hope you do. Some of the stuff that I put in your box, I thought you'd really like. And then Chris, I've got a box started for you. Only 2 cars in it so far, but they're 2 pretty awesome cars. I think you'll really like them, and I'll definitely be adding to that. So, but that's it. I just wanted to show these Tomica Limited Vintage cars, which were added to my collection today. And boy, these are fun to collect. If you guys don't collect these and you want to, you definitely should. Just take that money that you would spend on your next 3 or 4 green light cars and buy one of these. If any of you have a lead on some wiki for Tomica Limited Vintage, like a catalog or a database, or production numbers or anything like that, please post it below. You know, with Hot Wheels, you can find pretty much anything you want, but with these, it's really hard, especially in English. There's just not a lot of information on these, and I would really be interested in some kind of a database that I could use to reference these cars. For green light, ZA3 is an awesome database. I don't always trust their numbers, but you know, it's always good for going on there, and you can get some information on the castings. The only complaint that I have with ZA3 is they take forever to upload the new castings, and then like just this week they uploaded a bunch, but they don't upload the numbers, and that's the only thing anybody cares about. So it's like, don't update the database with new castings if you don't have the production numbers with it, because that's the only reason people go on there anyways. But it is a good resource, and it would be nice if there was a resource like that for every brand. But anyways, that's the video. I might come back on here in a minute and crack some cars from Chris from the Roke. Otherwise, it'll be probably a week. Maybe I'll come back in a week and crack those open. It'll depend. Get ready to watch Better Call Saul, and I just have to decide if I feel like cleaning up the mess or not. So there might be another video tonight, and there might not. But whether there is or isn't, one thing I know is true is that I will holler at the next video.